So find your way on your mat. And we're going to start laying down. So start on your backs. Okay, just gently get there however you can. So starting on your back, you can lay both hands on the belly, or you can lay one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Breathe in here. Nice, slow, steady breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Make sure you tuck your pelvis so you're pushing your navel to the earth. So tuck your pelvis, press into the earth with your feet. Close your eyes. Separate your jaw. Spread the collarbones nice and wide. Making sure to lift the chin up towards the ceiling, avoiding it falling into your chest. Make space with your throat. Take a few more breaths here and exhale. Take about 5 more. And then slowly exhale it out. Keeping the pelvis tucked, hands coming onto the earth, rolling the shoulders into your mat. We're going to press and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So nothing too intense, just kind of warming up the spine, and you're going to lower. I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit closer. Then I'm going to press into the earth, lifting my hips, imagining that there's a block in between my knees, and I'm squeezing it, and then I'm going to lower. Inhale, lift, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk the feet as wide as your mat and start to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Letting them fall to the right and fall to the left. Gentle movements. And if you like, you can maybe hold it to one side. Right now I'm letting it fall over to my right, so I'm feeling a nice stretch. No pinching or pulling, but a nice soft stretch against the IT band of my left leg. And I'll shift it over to the other side. Feeling that same nice stretch along the right side of my leg. My shoulder blades are pressed into the earth. I'm trying not to lift too much out of my right hip. And coming again with the feet planted into the earth and knees towards the ceiling. We're going to take the right leg, we're going to cross it over the left, and we're going to press that right knee back. And as you're doing that, start to rotate the ankle of their right leg, actively pressing that right knee back, and then take it the other direction with the rotation on the right ankle. You might hear a little bit of snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. And then finding stillness, keep pressing that right knee back. You're going to start to point and flex the right foot, just gently. Pointing and flexing. Then we're going to inhale that right leg up. Hands are planted onto the earth. We're going to gently start to lower the leg, letting it hover, come to a hover, and then with your core, you're going to start to lift that leg back up. Again, slowly lower. Gently lifting it back up. Actively pulling the navel into your back, towards the mat. Gently lift. Bending that right knee, bringing it close into the right shoulder. You can extend this left leg if you like. Making space. Hugging that right knee in close to the right shoulder. And if it's available, you're going to start to stretch that right leg open. Straightening the knee. And it's okay if it doesn't get to your full extension. We are still warming up. Especially if you maybe haven't had much movement this morning. And then slowly bringing that knee back in close to the right shoulder. And then you're going to just switch sides. You're going to extend this leg out. Actually, just extend both legs out for a moment. Dragging that right foot onto the earth. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee this time, actively pressing that left knee back. Start circling the ankles. Nice deep breaths with sound today. That's what I'm feeling. Circling the ankles. And then taking it the other direction. Pressing that left knee back. And you're just drawing a little circle. And pointing and flexing. And then pressing that left knee back, flexing the left foot. Really press your hips down, making sure that the right and left hip does not rise up off of the earth. And then bringing that left knee in close to the left shoulder. You can extend the right leg if you like. And you can either bend that left leg or straighten it. I'm gonna get halfway there because of space-wise. And then bringing that left knee in close to the left shoulder. Extending it up. Stretching those hamstrings. Making sure that right knee is not falling over to the right side. Keeping it nice and grounded into the earth. And then extend both legs out. Interlace the fingers. Stretch the arms above the head. Breathing here. Rolling over to your right side. Letting the arm rest. To support your head, you can bring the knees in close to the heart. If you want to lift it up a little bit higher, you can. Taking a moment here just to settle in. Pressing the hands into the earth, coming to a seat. If you like, you can take your block to sit under. And then just coming to a comfortable seat. Just feel like fogging up that window. Rolling the shoulders in one direction and then rolling them in the opposite direction. Inhale the arms up over the head. Interlace the fingers, push the palms up, reach over to the right. Gently releasing that right arm down. Extend a little bit further. I'm going to turn the palm down, facing my mat. Keeping that left hip grounded into the earth. And inhale, come on up. Interlacing the hands once more, pressing them up. Nice long spine, nice long spine. And then reach over to my left. Gently letting that left arm go with a slight bend in the elbow. And inhaling, coming back up. Gently releasing it down. Crossing that right arm across the heart, over to the left side. I'm going to just switch my gaze over to my right side. Feeling a nice stretch along my right arm, under the biceps and triceps. And then I'm just going to switch sides. Looking over to my left, over my left shoulder. And then letting that go. Coming into table. So I'm going to come off of my block, come into table. We're actually going to roll the ankles out. So coming into table, I'm going to just switch my view, my profile here. Extend my right leg back. So this is my right leg. I'm going to start to rotate the ankle. So really pressing it into the earth. One direction. I'm really feeling the top of my foot into the earth, coming into the ball, and then rotating it back. Pushing forward and back to stretch out my calf muscle. My hands are planted into the earth. Neck is nice and long. Gaze is towards the earth. If you want to take the other direction of the ankle, just really rotating it. Dragging the right leg in. I'm going to bend at the knee, and I'm going to rotate the ankle this way. So taking it one direction to begin with. Doesn't matter which direction you're going in to start. Just make sure you do the other side. And gently release it down. Extending that left leg back behind you. Start to rotate the ankle in one direction. And then Coming onto the ball of the foot, pressing the leg back, stretching the calf muscle. Maybe if you wanted to hold it because you find that stretch there, relaxing and easing on the muscles. So pressing it back. And then taking it the other direction. Ankle doesn't want to go the other direction. Really feeling that rotation of the ankle. And then gently letting it go. Bending at the knee. Take the circle in one direction for that left ankle. And the other direction. Gently releasing it. Dropping onto the forearms of your hands. And then pressing back into a little bit of a child's pose. Puppy pose. Feeling a nice stretch on the triceps this time. And if you like, you can bring your hands in Namaste. And gently reaching the hands back in between your shoulder blades. Opening up the shoulders. Forehead is resting on the earth. Shifting the glutes back to meet the heels. Gently release the hands back down onto your mat, pushing up into table. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. Tick-tock the hips a little. Maybe rotate them. That feels kind of nice. Just rotating them one direction and then the other direction. All right. Pressing into the earth with your hands. Lift the chin, lift the heart. Gaze is up towards the ceiling now. Hollow the belly out, drop the head, arch the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Looking towards your navel on the exhale. Inhale, you're looking up towards the ceiling. And last one. Inhale. Exhale. Finding a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes, push back into child's, and then glide our way up. Maybe you need to push the hands a little bit forward, and you're going to drop the pelvis into your mat. Heart lifts up towards the ceiling, shifting back. Child's pose with tucked toes, and pretty much riding the wave here, right? Just going forward and back. Inhaling and exhaling as you move through. Just nice and easy movements. And if you like, finding stillness for a moment, maybe widening your knees out a little bit. And then you're going to drop the pelvis and push back. So now inhale, lift, drop the pelvis, and push back. Lifting the heart. Find where you want to just chill for a minute. I like that little feeling that I had when I was lifting my heart and dropping the pelvis right about here. So I'm going to just work that a little. I feel my hip flexors stretching. Feel my pelvis and my hips opening up. And then take your last one and we'll meet in table. You're going to keep your knees separated, right? And we're going to drop into, so you may need a little bit of support. I'm going to actually make my way up a little closer to my mat, but if you're on carpet, this might feel okay. We're going to come into a frog pose and modifying, depending on size of belly. You're going to just widen your stance of your knees. So widen your knees, and depending where you are, you can drop down, making space here. Your goal is to make sure that the feet are flexed and parallel, so they're not like turned in where the tops of the feet are on the earth. You want to keep them flexed, knees nice and wide. You can bring 2 blocks if you like, under the forehead and rest the head. Shift the hips a little bit forward. And rest here. Depending on where you are, I'm going to remove 1 block, drop in a little bit deeper. So try and make sure that I keep pressing forward, right, so my hips open up. And for me, I'm lifting my navel close into my back. So I'm not falling into this, right? So then that arch in my back doesn't happen. So I'm lifting up and out of it, while keeping my glutes down, my pelvis tucked. And I have a lot of support from my hands and my forearms. And when you're ready to get out of this, you're going to do so. I'm going to press into my hands. Take a moment here. Then I'm going to slide my feet in. And then I'm going to bring my knees in. Pushing back into child's pose. Okay. That might have been a little torturous on the knees, on the sides of the knees. So proper cushioning of the knees is important, especially in that pose. There's a lot of weight being transferred. So just be mindful, But most of you are home, so if you have carpet, it's nice. If not, just grab a towel. Or, if you have an extra mat at home, just roll it out, kind of like how I did here. So, all right. So now we are going to coming into downward dog. So tuck your toes. You want to tuck the hips a little. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And just walk your dog out here for a moment. Really lifting nice and high in the hips. You can bend the knees. Gaze is towards the big toe. I always gaze in my left big toe. Really pressing into the earth. Letting the head go, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. Lift the hips up. Widen your stance, nice and wide. And then walk the hands towards the center of your feet. Bend the knees, turn the toes out. Drop the elbows along the thighs. You can really press into the knees. And then straighten, letting the hands fall center, parallel the feet, drop the head. We're going to do that one more time. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn the toes out. Coming into a half squat. Now press the elbows against the knees to avoid them from falling in. And if you want to sit up a little bit higher, I like pressing my elbows into my knees. I definitely feel like I'm working a little bit harder. All right. So now straighten the knees, parallel the feet, fold. Weight is towards the front of your toes. We're gonna sit into this right knee. You can turn the toe out. So taking a moment in your half squat. And when you're ready, if you're ready, and your balance is there, bringing the hands to heart center, or you can leave them on the earth, or if you have a block close by. I just really like to lift up and out, feeling nice and long in my spine. And then catching myself. We're going to shift over to the opposite side. Just gently, you don't have to rush. Take your time. Take your time to get there. And then also take time to find your balance, right? Take time, don't rush. Don't rush. That's our motto. Don't rush. Just take time. Guess what? You can always rewind this. So now I've brought my hands to heart center. Lifting up. Then gently resting my hands onto the earth. I'm going to walk my hands out to a nice wide-legged downward dog, really pressing the earth away. Making sounds is good. Letting it go. And then walking the hands to the center of your mat. You have a block nearby, just grab it. If you don't, just tense your fingers. And then we're going to bring the left hand and then inhale that right arm up. You can extend that arm up or you can rest it onto the sacrum. Weight is in the top, is in your toes. So avoid like sitting into the heels. Give a little bend of the knees. And then we're just going to switch sides, placing the right hand on the block or on your mat. I'm going to keep that left arm onto my sacrum. Trying not to crunch the toes. And then releasing everything down. Keeping the feet where they are, turn the toes out. We're going to come into goddess pose. So I'm going to lift my hands up, tuck that pelvis, right? Nice, like you're pressing your back against the wall. Lift your heart, lift your chin, lift the corners of your mouth. And take a deep breath in. And I feel like we're going to work a little here, okay? So straighten the knees, extend the arms up. Lift up out of the core. Exhale, bend, coming into that nice goddess squat. And then extend it up. With control, nice and slow. Exhale. Squat down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work. Extend the hands to meet the earth. Straighten the knees. Drop the head. Walk the hands up to your mat. Walking the feet in. Bending the knees. Coming into downward dog. Inhale that right leg up. Bending at the knee. Extend that right leg back up. And then bringing that right knee close to the right wrist, we're going to come into pigeon. You have a block, a towel, a blanket. You can use that to prop yourself up. Make any adjustments that you need to. Again, don't rush. Try not to rush. Our little motto, we're going to try and stick with that. It's not rush, right? Slow down. Take time. Feel. Take time to feel. Feel what's happening in your body, in your heart, in your mind. Acknowledge what you're experiencing. And then when you've settled in, you're going to fold. You can come and bring a block under the forehead. You can maybe go into what I kind of call a pigeon sphinx pose. So my forearms are on the earth. I'm actively pressing that left hip into my mat. So trying not to let it lift and roll into my right hip. I'm going to actively press my hip, my left hip into the mat. The top of my left foot is on the earth, helping to assist that. So I'm going to drop the head. Keeping a nice long line of energy from the top of my head all the way to my toes. And you can fall completely to the earth if you choose. And just find that I'm happy here. I'm pretty happy right here in my little sphinx pigeon pose. It's not a real pose, but it's mine. Taking a moment. Pressing into the palms in the earth. Lifting up nice and tall. I'm going to remove my block actually. And I'm going to sink a little deeper. So you can do so if you like. I'm just readjusting myself. Then I'm going to bring my forearms onto the earth. And I'm going to fold into crocodile for my pigeon. Take about 3 breaths here. Then slowly coming out of it. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. So you want to make space. Then I'm going to press into my hands, extending my right leg back behind me, supported by my wall. Then I'm going to gently bring it back onto the earth. Taking a few moments here, just bending my knees. I'm going to inhale my left leg up, supported by my wall. If you have a wall, use it. It's just another prop. Then I'm going to bend at the knee, open up the hip. Then I'm going to bring that left knee close to the left wrist. And I am going to just add a little bit of support with my block to begin. But as you saw on the other side, after spending a few moments in what I call my Sphinx pigeon pose, I will remove the block and then I'll go a little bit deeper. But you can work where you want to. You can go into a full folded pigeon to begin. I'm actively dropping my right hip into the earth. Feeling a nice stretch on my left glutes, the left side of my glute. Gaze is towards the earth. Nice long line of energy. I'm going to press my shoulders back. So I'm trying not to like hunch my shoulders close to my ears. I'm going to actively press my shoulders down. Feeling space between my shoulders and my ears. Nice long line of energy coming from the top of my head all the way out to that right toe. Then I'm just going to remove my block. You can choose to adjust where you need to. Make a little bit more space to fall a little bit deeper. So now I'm going to go into more of a crocodile pigeon. And I'm just going to spend a few moments here, relaxing, feeling that nice stretch on my left side body, along my left leg. And exhaling feels nice. Slowly rise. Tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, extending that left leg back behind me. Then gently bring it back onto the earth, bending the knees. Coming into downward dog. Gazes towards my left big toe. Walking the hands to meet the feet. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll. Maybe just wiggling from one side to the next. And then walking it back out. Downward dog. Dropping the knees to the earth. Swinging the legs around. Coming to a seat, extending the legs out in front of you. You can always add a block here. I do have a little cushion, but my friend is sitting here. I'm going to remove him. If you guys don't know, this is Nettie Teddy. I got him for my son's birthday, and he hangs out in the yoga room because he's a yoga bear. He's really cool to work with the kids. So, as gracefully as I can, I'm going to come. I'm going to just sit at the edge of my meditation cushion to now my hips are a little bit more forward. So then I don't sink in, which is nice to just lift me up. So if you find yourself sinking in, find a little bit of a prop. It could be a towel that you fold up. It could be a block. It could be a meditation cushion. Or even if you wanted to take your yoga mat and just fold it a few times to just lift your hips up. All right, so now from here, I'm going to inhale. I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit closer. I'm going to inhale my arms up. Exhale, I'm going to start to reach forward. I'm going to keep my head lifted. So instead of like dropping it down, I'm going to keep looking forward. And even if your hands just reach your shins or your knees, that's okay. Nice long spine. Gaze is forward. I'm going to reach for my toes. So just take a moment here just to feel length. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Nice long spine. Gaze is forward. I'm going to reach for my toes. So just take a moment here just to feel length. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Nice long spine. Gaze is forward. I'm going to reach for my toes. So just take a moment here just to feel length. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Now when you're ready, you take another deep breath in. Exhale. You start to drop the head. I like to kind of breathe into it. So with each exhale, I go a little bit deeper. So you can grab hold of the big toes. You can grab hold of the sides of the feet. You can grab at the top of your feet. You can grab your ankles, wherever you feel comfort. So taking a deep breath in. Hinge a little forward. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly inhale the arms back up. Gently releasing it down. I'm going to stay onto my prop that I have, and I'm going to bring the feet in. Baddha Konasana. We did a lot of hip stuff today, so this feels really nice right now. It feels really nice. You can walk the feet in a little bit more if you like. What's also nice, if you still feel a little hesitation in the hips, maybe if they feel a little sore from frog pose, you can take your blocks. Add a little bit of support. So you're not, gravity isn't like pushing it down, right? You have a little bit of control here, which is nice. So just kind of keeping that openness in the hips. Rolling the shoulders. I'm grabbing hold of the ankles, but you can also keep your hands onto your knees if you like. So wherever you are, we're going to just slightly hinge forward. You don't have to go all the way. That's, just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the ride for a little bit. So take a deep breath in. Exhale. I'm just hinging forward. I'm not like dropping my chin to my chest. I'm keeping a nice long spine as I'm going down. And it's all a work in progress, right? It's all a work in progress. So you don't need to automatically fold. You can just be here and feel this for a little bit. Just feel. Just feel. We got a few mottos today. Go slow and just feel. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Maybe fold a little bit deeper. Maybe not. Take a deep breath in. Take one last deep breath in. And then gently come to rise. Remove the blocks. Find your way back on your mat. So you're going to come with your back resting on your mat. Hi, bud. You can hang out here for a little bit. Okay. And if you want to rock and roll a little just to release the back, I'm feeling that. You don't have to if you're already on your back and you're good where you are. That's fine too. I'm just going to rock and roll. Just kind of release anything from my spine. Feels nice. And then with control, I'm going to slowly lower. Bringing one hand back to the heart, one back to the belly. I'm going to windshield wiper my legs, same way we started. We're going to end this way. If you feel called to do anything else for yourself, you can do so now before you rest. You can put me on pause. And that's the beauty of it, right? You can put me on pause if you need to. So take a moment, feel what you need. Listen to your gut and intuition. And also be honest with yourself. If you're done, you're done. That's okay. You can rest. I'm pretty content. I'm just gonna bring myself into happy baby for a moment. Going back to just like opening up the hips. I like this feeling. I like this feeling here, especially after all that work that we did with the hips, our squats and our frog, pigeon. And if you're resting in Shavasana, closing the eyes, I'm going to come to bring myself with legs up the wall as gracefully as I can. Right. And whatever your final resting pose is, Supta Baddha Konasana, Shavasana, maybe laying on your side, or if it is legs up the wall, just close your eyes, separate your jaw, relax your entire body into the earth, really feeling your shoulders sinking nice and deep onto your mat, like you're building a little cocoon around yourself, right? You're just sinking nice and deep into that space that you've created. Close your eyes. Release any facial tensions. Try to lift your tongue to touch the roof of your mouth to help just relax the facial features. Breathing, normal, steady, soft breaths. You're welcome to lay here a little longer if you like. I'm going to slowly start to slide my feet off of the wall and shift over to one side. Resting in a nice fetal position for a moment. Pressing into the earth. I'm going to find a comfortable seat. Get my little meditation cushion back. He can do that too. So we're going to just let him sit. There you go. I know he's very malleable this way, which is great. Kids love him. And he can sit on his block too, so he's there. He'll be my new friend during classes. I'm going to inhale the arms up. And then bring it down to my heart. So grateful for this practice. Days when it feels lonely. Days when it feels hard. Even the days when you struggle at your most. Always find time to maybe tune in and realize that you are an amazing human being, and the light that you shine can be seen far, far, far. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making time to move your body, Move any stagnant energy that may be held. Continue to practice. Continue to show up, not for anyone else but yourself. Namaste.